Tell you what, Kate, something that's very reassuring about wintertime in the spring is is not having a garden. Not having a garden right now.
Right?
I keep on seeing multiple times in the last couple of weeks, cover up your sensitive vegetation. And thank God I've got fake flowers out front.
Right.
And nothing else that is susceptible to weather events. Because tell you what, when they're predicting hey, you might have 2 to 3 inches of snow on the ground, slush or some kind of mixture thereof, the idea of scrambling to cover up my plants at night.
I know.
No, thank you.
I think I've killed a plant though, so I'm kind of
oh,
come on, you can bounce back.
You've killed a plant?
I think so.
What happened?
I got a beautiful plant for Easter as a gift, and it needed lots and lots of sunshine, and I think it's gotten lots and lots of neglect.
Has it been outside?
It has.
Oh, okay. What kind of plant is it?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
It's got some flowers. It's got some greenery. It's got, yeah. That's how much I know about plants, Matt.
That's impressive. That's pretty, quite the flex there, Kate.
Right? And it was even suggested, keep it out on your deck because it gets so much sunshine. I was like, okay. And then I had to rescue it a couple of times, to protect it on my deck because I thought it was going to get blown away. Or
can you bring it in? Are you able to bring it in?
I probably can, but do you think it's been out so long it's got bugs now?
Oh, I don't know.
Because the bugs are back.
Know what your garage is for?
Well, then it's not going to get any sunshine at all.
Well, it's too late now. We'll see what it does tomorrow. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow.
We'll see. Yeah.
Oh, man.
When you said bring it in, I thought you meant put it on your counter, put it on the kitchen table.
Well, just get it out of the elements, basically.
Okay. I could try it.
Well, hopefully this plant of unknown species does okay for you, Kate. Hopefully it...
Fingers crossed. God willing and the creek don't rise, right?
Yeah, that's right. God willing and the creek don't rise. Matt and Kate.
I was telling Monty, do we really need to park the cars in the garage? He was like, well, if we have storms. And I started thinking about the hail damage that's already on my car. I'm like, I think we're past hail damage here. And he's like, my truck? I was like, okay, yeah, we should probably park your truck in the garage. Never mind.
Are you trying to find encouragement to procrastinate on getting your
a little bit
garage cleaned out?
A little bit. I don't want to go through stuff. I don't want to take stuff down to the basement before I go through stuff. But I did at least 2 trips to Goodwill over the weekend.
Damn.
With stuff. So
you say at least 2 trips?
I've got 2 trips that I made, and I've got another trip that's piling in the garage. I don't want to load my car until it's a full trip.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I've sorted out at least 2 trips. Yep. Lots of toys that we've outgrown, lots of books that we've outgrown, lots of costumes that we've outgrown. Kind of had some melancholy moments. Oh, do you remember this? Oh, yeah. Some days are easier than other, Matt, to just yep, toss it. This weekend was not that. This weekend was the emotions.
Gotcha. When time allows for sentimentality, so be it. And when it doesn't, just expel it from the household without a thought.
Yeah, something like that. They also said that if you could do that stuff with another person, I should have had Monty picking out the things and holding it up for me. They say when you touch the item, something magic happens. No, they say you have a hard time parting with it when you touch it.
Right. So
I should just sit there in a lawn chair and a coldie and have Monty show me items and go, keep, pitch, recycle, donate. You think I can talk him into that? I'll just sit here and relax while you show me everything. One item at a time.
So, yeah, I think so.
You want these things out of here bad enough?
Can't you at least make some trades happen? You do this, and that. I'll do this, and that. And one of those things that you do, Kate, would be sitting there watching Monty go through the stuff and, showcase the various items before they go into the trash or the Goodwill pile or whatever.
Right.
Right? Can't you guys get there? Think you can come to an understanding?
Probably. I'm just not sure that I'm willing to give in to what he wants.
Well, has Monty been making the bed?
No.
Aha. Busted.
He's mowed the yard twice since we got the new mower, though.
Oh. So that trade has not gone into effect.
That didn't work out so hot.
So are you making the bed then?
Yeah.
You are.
I'm the last one out of it, so that makes sense.
And you're still sleeping under the covers?
I'm still sleeping under the covers.
Look at you go.
I know.
Look at you go.
Like a grown-up.
So impressed, Kate.
Like an adjusted human being.
Still blows my mind that anyone would ever make their bed if there was no danger of someone else seeing it. You know what I mean?
I know. I know. And I think I may have accidentally got Finley into that habit, though, where you sleep on top of a made bed.
Kate.
I know. Because I helped her make the bed.
Yeah.
And when she climbed in bed that night, she was on top of the covers and she just had her blanket. And I go, don't you want to get under the sheets? Don't you want to climb under there? She's like, no, then I'm going to have to make it in the morning. I'm like, I get you, girl. I know it. I know.
So she had a blanket that she was under, but it wasn't the official bed sheet. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. It was not the comforter. She was on top of the comforter.
With the blanket that accompanies her to various different locations where a blanket might be required or desired, I should say.
Like it is folded on the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
So she just pulls that blanket up. Yeah. And then the other night, this was so funny. The other night, she was like, Mom, I'm really cold. Can I get another blanket? I'm like, you can climb under your blanket. She was like, I'm just going to get the one out of the living room. I was like, you goob. Middle of the night.
Oh, man.
Middle of the night. I know.
Yeah. What have you done? What have you created?
What have I started?
Created the monster, Kate.
I did. The monster is mine, for sure.
I just say use the bed sheets and then never make the bed. Making the bed. Few things more, I don't know, boring than just making a bed. I don't know.
Well, okay. We don't have our bed frame, not our bed frame. It's on a frame, but our actual bed, like the footboard and the headboard. They're a dark wood color, and Monty's going to paint those white, so they're still in the garage. So we don't have those attached to the bed, so it's super easy to make the bed right now. And we're also like a feet out people, so I don't tuck the sheets under the mattress.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just really just line up the sheet and the blanket and make it look nice and fluff the pillows. That's it. But when we get our actual bed back with the footboard and the headboard, it's probably going to be a bigger pain in the butt making sure everything like can not just looks nice, but can fit in there because you got to shove it in between. And
yeah, God, it all sounds horrible.
It does, but we'll be grown up someday.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
Probably
not.
Doubtful.
Not for me. You have better odds. Your odds. Yeah.
I don't know, Matt.
You don't? Are you sure?
I don't.
Are you sure you don't know?
I don't.
I feel like you might know.
I don't know because there's lots of things that I'm in resistance of growing up, being mature and being responsible, and I don't want to, so I'm not gonna.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that we are having a soccer barbecue this weekend?
No, I did not know this. No, what's going on? What's the story?
We are. Elliot's soccer team, third grade soccer. We just have a lot of really, really great families in her grade and specifically on the soccer team. And, we see each other at soccer games and soccer practice, but we never get we're watching the games. We're not super social because we've got to watch the game. And then you got to kind of hustle out because there's another, two teams coming in and the parents want the space. So we're like, quick, let's get our stuff and get out to the parking lot. And then you're out to the parking lot and you're like, all right, see you later. But we decided we should have a soccer barbecue where after the game on Saturday, everybody's just going to come over and bring your camping chairs or whatever and sit in the driveway and your coolers, and we'll do hamburgers and hot dogs and send the kids outside to play. And kind of excited, Matt.
You'll send the kids outside to play from the driveway? Go play in the backyard. We don't want to look at you.
Exactly. And don't go in my house where you're just going to tear up stuff.
Right. And distribute COVID around the house and all that.
Exactly. Everything's outside, and yeah, so I'm kind of excited.
What kind of the kids into the barbecue?
I don't know.
What kind of barbecue? Or are you saying barbecue loosely, like people mean that they're cooking hot dogs or something?
I'm saying loosely hamburgers and hot dogs.
Okay.
Monty was going to try to get all fancy and do some sort of meat. And I was like, dude, let's just make it easy breezy. Because if you're spending all the time like worried about the meat, then you're not going to have fun. And, you know, it might be way over the kids' culinary heads. They're going to be happy with hamburgers and hot dogs.
Oh, yeah. For many kids, like if you give them actual barbecue, it's going to be a non-starter.
Right.
Isn't that a food item that requires some coaxing for some children?
I would assume so.
Well, you know what happens.
I mean, my kids eat it because they're used to it. But, I mean, I grew up with Casey Masterpiece. So anytime somebody was like, oh, it's barbecue, I'm like, no, it's not. That is ketchup. Like it's, you know, with more vinegar. I don't know. I was probably...
Well, if you grew up with Casey Masterpiece, shouldn't that make you not a snob? I'm confused.
I mean, my barbecue knowledge is very limited growing up.
Okay.
As I got older and trying different barbecues and that there's life outside Casey Masterpiece.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, don't get me wrong, Matt. I love Casey Masterpiece. Which makes me think that people are going to be like, oh my gosh, you're just putting ketchup on your brisket. I get it. It's probably like the ketchup of barbecue sauces, but I love Casey Masterpiece.
I'm glad you said that because I feel like we've always got to have some kind of asterisk every time we're like, you know, meh, about a thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, is someone going to be upset with us for saying
I know.
Casey Masterpiece is like the ketchup of barbecue sauce? What are we going to do? Oh my
I know,
God.
and Kansas City has such good barbecue options, you know?
Yes.
So will the other barbecue options go, ugh, you're the Antichrist, Kate. You cannot come to our establishment if you like Casey Masterpiece. That's not true. I love all the barbecues.
Turns out most restaurants will accept your money. Yeah.
Right? I just don't want them to spit in my food before they accept my food.
Oh, come on. I don't think that's really a thing that happens.
No, not over something trivial like that. Fingers crossed.
What do you think it's over?
People being rude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I never observed such behavior or heard of such behavior in my 3 years working at McDonald's in high school, by the way, Kate, just to get that out there.
And me working in the food industry, me neither. Me neither.
So.
Myself or anyone that I worked with. Yeah.
I mean, you spit into someone's food.
Oh, gosh.
And you get busted doing so. I think you have broken the law.
Yeah, you can get arrested.
Yeah.
Arrested.
I don't think that's a especially minor offense to tamper with food like that. So.
No. Okay, back to barbecue, though.
Yeah.
Are you a barbecue connoisseur? I mean, you love your barbecue, right?
Barbecue is really good. I do enjoy barbecue, and I like the variety of different options available, especially around the KC Metro. There's lots of good options. Yeah.
Would you be brave enough to give us like your top three?
Oh God.
In no specific order?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
In no specific order, the top three would be Jack Stack is in there.
Yum.
I mean, yeah, that is kind of tough. Oklahoma Joe's is in there, or what's it called now? Joe's Kansas City.
Joe's Kansas City.
It is good. I just feel like it's not. I think many people think it's the number one spot running away, and I don't think that's the case.
I think maybe it used to be before everybody knew it was there, right? Before it got super popular, when it was like still a secret. What do you think?
What do you mean?
Like it used to. Do you think? I don't know. When you were saying that it's pretty good, but is it as good as everybody's saying it is? Is that what I'm understanding you're saying?
Oh, it really hurts my brain. Yeah, so for a while it was a secret. It's this gas station barbecue joint.
Right.
That slowly took off and then word of mouth. Then eventually, you're standing in the parking lot for an hour before you get your food.
Right.
And once it got to that point, that's when I decided, I was like, I don't think this is standing an hour in the parking lot
right
worthy. If there's a place 5 minutes away that is just as good, if not better.
Right.
Let's see, a third one. Got to throw a third one in there. Arthur Bryant's is really good. I do like Arthur Bryant's a lot.
Nice.
So, but then there's like 10 other ones that are also quite good.
Yeah.
It's hard to go wrong.
I have been very fortunate to have married a man who loves doing his own stuff. And so I've been front row at taste testing some pretty good meat. But I'm also kind of a meat snot, so I'm not doing a lot of pork, which people go, whoa, you like barbecue, but you don't do pork? What is wrong with you? I will eat Monty's pulled pork, but I won't just eat pulled pork anywhere. I'm just not a pulled pork person.
I think we've talked about this before. In fact, I feel like we mentioned, because I was like, yeah, pulled pork, I can take it or leave it. I'm not that impressed with pulled pork.
Yeah.
Get it out of here. Brisket is what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Almost always.
I prefer beef ribs versus pork ribs, Yeah, I just, I'm a beef girl. Love me some beef.
Yeah, buying a side of it at a time, right?
Yeah.
Are you due?
I don't know. Because, and I'm going to tell you I don't know, because our deep, what's it called? Our freezer, not our refrigerator freezer.
Yeah,
our
your deep freeze.
Thank you. It didn't sound right in my head, Matt. Something's wrong with my brain.
Welcome to the club.
I don't know what's going on. Jeez Louise. Our deep freeze is still at the apartment, and we've kind of been shuffling meat from there to the house. So I can't really do a huge inventory of the meat situation because it's been Monty pretty much bringing the beef home. So I don't know where we are, but I would assume that he would be making calls if we were due.
Okay, so Monty's like, I need to cook something up. I'll swing by the apartment and grab it.
Yeah, what sounds good this weekend? I'll grab. I mean, we've got ground beef in the freezer at the house.
Is it because it's too heavy? Like the deep freeze is too full of stuff to just bring the whole?
It's going to be easier to move it when it's not as full.
Right.
Plus, our fridge can't hold all of the meat to do, let's just leave the deep freeze at the apartment for a while. So
Right. To do a full transfer. Right.
Yeah. But we did, I can't tell you, what did he get out last night? He got some kind of beef out and sliced it real thin and marinated it, and we're going to do fajitas tonight. Fajitas or Phillies. I don't know.
Sounds good.
Either way, I'm excited.
Fajitas. I would opt for fajitas, but
yeah,
I'm not invited, and I'm not you, so you guys do your thing.
I mean, I can't tell you when you're not invited, Matt. Standing invitation.
Oh, is that right? I can just show up any old time, and
yeah,
you're not ashamed of people, of Kevin and Valerie, Gene and Kim, or Chad and Anna seeing me, Kate?
Not at all. Not at all. I haven't seen them lately. We do the friendly wave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we haven't chatted.
With any of them?
No.
Any of the neighbors? Okay.
Nope. Kim sent me a text about our flooring.
Oh, yeah?
The other day. And we talked flooring. And then we ended it with, have a great week. And thanks. Hope to gather soon. Smiley face. So.
Why did Kim text you about your flooring?
Her son and daughter-in-law were curious, and they wanted to know more about our flooring and our reviews and what the brand was, and could I send pictures and pros and cons. And
because Kim got a glimpse of the floor when she dropped off the pile of
brownies,
non-medicinal brownies,
non-pot brownies. No, Kim and Anna both were very open about telling us that they walked through our house when it was unlocked and when workers were here so they could see things while we weren't here. Yeah.
Since we're required by law to say this, Kate, today is 420. Also, just to put that out there.
I mean, Willie Nelson wanted to make it a national holiday.
Is that right? Okay.
He did. I think he had a plea to President Biden about it. Legit, I'm not making that up.
Okay. That sounds kind of familiar.
I know it sounds right. It was pretty recent, though, that he wanted 420. And then there was another date, Matt, that I was like, oh, that's a high holiday? I didn't know there was more than one high holiday. I thought it was just 420.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe 421.
I think for a lot of people like Willie Nelson, it's like what we talked before about how every day is McDonald's Day on this show. Right. Because we're always talking about McDonald's, and we failed to acknowledge the day on the calendar when it was actually McDonald's Day. And it's like, well, who cares? Every day is McDonald's Day here.
Every day.
In like Willie Nelson's world and in plenty of other people's worlds, and I've met some of these people, every day is a high holiday, Kate.
Well, some people have glaucoma.
Every day.
So
some people just like really being stoned, but okay.
I know. No judging. I'm not, at least.
So anyway, cheers to anyone celebrating, to any enthusiasts.
I used to sleep under a desk at the Great Bend office.
Amazing. I don't know how you did that. Okay.
It wasn't my desk either. It was our traffic manager, Stacy's desk, because the sunshine came in perfectly. I'm like, I'm just going to lay down under your desk in the sunshine. And she had an L-shaped desk. So while she was doing traffic on one side of her desk, like I was on the other side of her desk, like laying in the sunshine like a cat.
How fun.
And the desk part went all the way to the floor. So if somebody came in, they didn't just like see a body under her desk.
Well, that's good.
Have you seen Kate? She was in here not too long ago.
Right. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Thanks, Stace. You're the best.
All right. So, Stacy, for those that aren't familiar, Kate, I'll let you describe. What does a traffic director do, or what does someone who does traffic at a radio station do?
Well, considering that no one explained to me what a traffic director was until I was in radio for at least 6 months, I don't know how it's not more explainable. Like, people should explain this more often, because I was like, what does she have to do with the traffic? I don't get it. It is essentially the person who places each ad in your commercial break. So she wants to make sure that she doesn't have competitive businesses next to each other. They want to make sure that they don't have the same voice over and over and over in a commercial break. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into the traffic director and placing the ads for each commercial break.
So there you go. Yeah, they traffic the commercials. They put the commercials on the various different radio stations' commercial logs, which then mix with our music logs, and together we have one glorious log. I know the word log makes it sound just very glamorous, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know what I thought that meant before, but when somebody's like, oh, she's the traffic director, I'm like, I have no idea what that means. No clue. Because we're not living in a town big enough for, traffic reports on the radio.
I don't think I've ever successfully taken workplace naps. I'm trying to recall. And when I first got into radio, worked overnights, like midnight to 6 a.m. And those were lots of interesting nights, but no, never attempted to try to sleep during that time at all.
Never.
Is this something that you've done with regularity in your career, or?
No, not regularity. Not regularity. We used to have a couch in the basement at one of the stations that I worked at, and there was one Friday where the Thursday before I was overserved, and I went down to the couch for 20 minutes, but I wouldn't let myself lay down on the couch because that was unprofessional. But I could sit on the end of the couch and close my eyes. And I think I wanted to be there for just 20 minutes, and I think I was probably there an hour.
Okay, so you were overserved. You didn't drink too much. You were served too much, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Definitely the bartender's fault.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely not my fault. Yeah.
Yeah, see, this just reminded me, since you mentioned the kind of alcohol-induced nap, that we did talk about this once when I did end up sleeping for like 6 hours on the couch at the radio station in Junction City.
Right, but you weren't on the clock.
Right, that was like on a Saturday.
Right.
After we hit up the old, I think it was El Tapatio at that point in time. I'm not sure if it's still there or not, but yeah, they knew how to get the tequila into their margaritas. They sure did.
Right. Yep. They'll do that sometimes. And I would count my nap time, by the way, as my lunch break. It wouldn't be like I'd go and have a big lunch and come back to work and then sleep it off. That was my lunch break.
I think it's something that should be encouraged. I've thought before that we need like bunk beds in the garage, with the station vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to go out there and sleep some. I guess you could sleep in the station van when it's here, guess that would work, but
You run the risk of somebody taking you someplace, don't you, if you're in the van?
next thing you know, you wake up and you're broadcasting live somewhere.
Next thing you know, you're at a remote at a car dealership.
That would be pretty funny if you somehow curled up in the back of the van.
Right?
And someone hopped in there and drove you somewhere, not realizing that they were toting you.
I know there should be some sort of sign like van in use or person in the back of the some sort of sticker system. No? Yeah. Magnet system.
Just grab the key and put it in your pocket. That way the van can't move.
Oh, there you go.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, an actual bed would be nice. We should have a little sleeping area. There's room out there.
There you go.
Should remodel part of the garage and make that a...
I like the idea of bunks because then you can fold them up kind of Murphy style.
Can fold them up?
Yeah, like if you have bunks, not a bunk bed, but if you have bunks attached to the wall.
Oh, that you can just fold down.
So when you're not using it, you could just fold it up to the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you won't lose any parking or storage space. You just pull the bed down when you're ready to use it, put it back up when you're done.
It's not so much also, it's not just enough to have access to these bunks or beds or whatever you might require at your workplace. It's that no one ever questions you using them. Mm-hmm. Now, this is something that the boss would just be 100% cool with. Yeah, as long as if you want to sleep here, sure, go ahead, take a nap. Sleep some. Enjoy.
I mean, if you're getting your job done.
Yes.
If your productivity is not being affected by this, if it's increasing your productivity, wouldn't you want to encourage that? Go ahead, take a little 15-minute, 20-minute snooze.
I think so, yeah.
Come back ready to get after it.
Especially in this business where we're supposed to be bright-eyed, bushy-tailed 24/7.
24/7.
365, 366 on a leap year, Kate.
Every 4 years, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. When is the next leap year? Do you know?
Yes. It is in 3 years. Wasn't last year a leap year? Wasn't 2020 a leap year?
I don't know. So I was asking you, and then you confidently said that, yes, you did know when.
I did confidently say that, and now I'm regretting being so confident.
The next one is February 29th, 2024.
All right. I got it. Mm-mm-mm.
Good job.
Thanks. Thank you. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
I'm not bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I need to get it going.
Take a nap.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, or if you were into coffee, you could have a coffee nap where you drink a cup of coffee, go to sleep. 20 minutes later, you wake up, boom.
Boom.
Caffeinated. Caffeine kicks in.
I keep a blanket in the car for soccer. When we have soccer games, like, okay, either we're going to need to wrap our legs around it or, sit on the blanket. But it's always in the very back of the car. When I go to pick up the girls from school, I think I'm going to put the soccer blanket up front and then use the soccer blanket for my little cat nap before I pick up the girls from school.
There you go.
I think that's how I'm going to do that.
Sounds like a pro move to me.
Man, as long as I'm not bringing a pillow, right? Pillow might be too comfortable. Like if somebody from the school gets there's a woman sleeping in her car in the school parking lot?
Yeah, they're going to say, God bless that woman, is what they'd say.
She's, get it when you can. Get it when you can.
Oh, she's tuckered out. And so peaceful. So peaceful
Right.
when she sleeps in her van.
Matt, because you don't know I don't want to say drama and I don't want to say frustration of school pickup. Because in our experience, school pickup is always so frustrating. You got to get a good spot and you got to be able to pull through instead of backing in. So I get to school 30 minutes before the girls get out so that I can get a good spot.
Yeah.
And so what am I going to do for those 30 minutes? Well, I've cleaned my car. I've balanced, the trash in my purse. I've,
Balanced the trash?
Well, I was going to say balance
say?
the checkbook, but I'm not going to do that. Let's be honest. I don't even have a checkbook. So I check my emails, make sure there's nothing I need to do for work in the car. And then lately I've just been listening to classical music and closing my eyes. I'm a good mom.
Yeah, that seems like you are. Yeah. Good job, Kate.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. Kids are lucky. Seems like you're a real sweetheart.
Right. Total sweetheart, this one.
Ha!
I did ask my doctor the other day we were talking about my reaction to my first vaccination shot. And she was like, how'd it go? And I said, I was just really tired for the first 2 days, but, it could have been the weather. If that's the worst I'm going to get, it's not that bad. And she goes, no, that's pretty good. And I said, while we're talking, is there any way that you and I can talk more serious about maybe some medication? And she's like, yeah, what are we talking about? What are we needing? What are you feeling? And I said, I would really like you to prescribe me a pill that gives me a little bit of extra energy, doesn't make me want to eat, and makes me nice around other people.
Okay.
And she started laughing, and she said, if I had that, I would be rich. I was like, okay, so is there not just one pill? Are there a couple of pills?
Right.
Is it a cocktail? Where are we at on this? Of which she laughed again, and then they started talking about something else. I'm like, no, I want to be nice around people. I don't want to eat, and I don't want to have to take naps when I wait for my kids to pick up from school. Is that so crazy? Can I get that in a pill form, please? Thank you.
There you go. Now the request has been submitted to FM radio waves as well as cell waves, with how the KJO app or your podcast player might help you consume Matt and Kate.
Right.
Or KJ1055.com, right? You could do Wi-Fi or cell waves on that. There's so many different ways that Matt and Kate make their way to you, dear listener. And it, I get a little bit emotional thinking about it.
Oh.
I got something in my eye.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
It's allergies. I got allergies in my eye.
Oh my gosh. Elliot said that the other day, Matt. And she was clearly crying. But she was like, I think it's my allergies. Maybe I poked myself. Those commercials where they try to protect dogs and cats around the country. And for only, 30 cents a day, you can help.
Sure, yeah. Alyssa Milano, right?
Yeah, and Sarah McLachlan's in the background singing, and it's so sad. Elliot's watching this commercial, and she's just like, oh, man, I think my allergies. And I was like, Elliot, are you crying? And she's like, no, I think I might have poked myself in the eye. And I'm like, you're crying. Which, she's going to be the kid who does cry about the animals not being taken care of.
Aw, good. I mean, she's not a sociopath, probably. That's great.
Right. But her new thing with commercials these days are everything she sees, she's like, oh, well, I think you could use that, Mom, or I know so-and-so would need that commercial. And at least after this commercial about taking care of the animals, she wasn't like, we need to adopt 50 cats and dogs. So
right.
That was helpful, that she wasn't trying to go, clear the shelters for our backyard.
She might still get there. Who knows?
I know. Give it time.